This is Shelley Craft coming to you live on SNNLive. We're at the 7th Annual Precious Metals Summit in Beaver Creek, Colorado, 2017. With me on today's program is Greg Johnson from Metallic Minerals. It's a publicly traded company. I'm going to give you two symbols, MMG on the TSX-V and MMNGF in the U.S. on OTC markets. Greg, welcome to SNNLive.
Thanks to be here.
It's good to have you. Let's get started with an overview of the company, and we'll go from there.
Yeah, we are a Yukon-focused silver explorer. We are exploring right now in the advanced district in the Keno Hill, famous historic silver district next door to Alexco, and we've just undertaken our first year's drill program, so it's an exciting time for the company.
So let's get into it a little bit. Where is the land package, and please tell the audience.
Yeah, so our project is located in the central Yukon. We're right on the highway. We've got grid power, and we're next to Alexco, who's been operating in the district for years. So it's a great place to be working. The Yukon's one of the preferred jurisdictions, I think, right now globally for exploration. Great workforce, great place to work, great environment.
Are you from there?
I'm originally from Seattle, but I have spent much of my career in Alaska, Yukon, and British Columbia. Yeah.
So let's get into this drill program that you just completed. Tell me a little bit about it, what depth, etc.
Yeah, it's a pretty exciting opportunity. We have put together a land package now that's 166 square kilometers, which is basically the eastern and southern extensions of the Keno Hill district. The district's produced over 200 million ounces of high-grade silver over the last 100 years, discovered after the Klondike, so it's got this fabulous history. And then our neighbor, Alexco, has built a resource that's now 90 million ounces of modern resources, and they are in the process of final construction to go into production next year. And so we're continuing kind of in their footsteps to explore along the same trends, the same structures that have been so productive on those areas that continue on to our ground. And we had our inaugural drill program this year testing our top kind of 3 most advanced targets. And then we've just recently announced another acquisition of 5 more advanced targets. So next year we'll have probably even a bigger program.
You know, I've done a lot of these interviews, and when I hear Yukon, usually it's gold, not silver. Is that unusual?
You know, it's a great point that you make. Most people think gold, the Klondike gold rush, and then most recently we've got all the activity with the investment of the majors and the gold companies. But there's a silver belt in the Yukon, just right next to the gold belt. And so we're one of the most active explorers in that belt, and we're happy to be out there picking up things and looking at things afresh. And there is a lot more activity in general from the producing companies in the Yukon, not just gold. But yeah, we are one of the leading explorers for silver.
I mean, usually silver you think of Mexico, but actually you're close to, you know, the BC, the US, you know, et cetera.
Yeah, well, one of the things that's a kind of a fun fact, there's more value in silver that came out of the Keno Hill Silver District than all the gold in the Klondike. So it really is a world-class district. It's a great place to be exploring.
What's your background?
I'm an exploration geologist by training. Just got my start with the major mining companies, Placer Dome and Barrick, and then went on. This is now my 3rd junior company. I've worked in a variety of metals, but silver is a passion of mine.
So what do you think you have underneath?
Well, as I said, you've got 200 million ounces of historic production. You've got almost 100 million ounces of new resources. We're on the eastern half of the district. Geologically, there's a possibility here that we could find just as much as has been found on the other side of the district. And in many of the biggest silver camps globally, they've produced over 1 billion ounces. So the deposits to date are all quite shallow by high-grade vein standards at Keno, most of them less than 300 meters from surface. You know, in some places they're mining thousands of meters depth. So I think this is a camp that has a huge forward-going history in terms of new discoveries, and we're one of the groups that's going to be out there making those, hopefully.
Tell me about the rest of your team.
Got a really great team of people that I've worked with in the past. I'm one of the original co-founders at Nova Gold. Many of the team worked with me on various projects at Nova Gold, as well as at Wellgreen Platinum, where we were focused in that area, which is also in the Yukon, a very large deposit. So it's a great team. We've come together because we want to work on an exciting project. We're excited about being on a project that's a discovery stage opportunity where we can add ounces and create value for shareholders. And we're one of the largest shareholders ourselves. Management collectively owns 25% of the company.
Is this a project that you think you're going to take through development into production, or is this something as an exploration company you tend to find partners for?
Yeah, the opportunity here is multifold. If we find even a modest size asset, because you've got access and you've got a mill next door and you've got power, it would be very easy to look at bringing that to Alexco as a really obvious candidate to produce as part of their processing. If we find something big, because all of that infrastructure is already in place to build a standalone mine, you've got plenty of room in a history of mining type district to be able to bring in a larger operating partner. Our core expertise is exploration. That's what we've done well, is make discoveries, advance deposits, and grow those for shareholders. And that's where we want to stay focused. The outcome for us could be, and at the end of the day, owning a royalty on production or some other method, but you're not going to see us trying to build the mine ourselves. Really, we think we can add the most value by at the drill bit, making discoveries and really growing new ounces and bringing that excitement of exploration to our shareholders.
What differentiates you and your team of explorers from other exploration teams?
Well, I would say we actually are unique in the sense that for a junior exploration stage company, our team has between 20 and 30 years experience for the majors, for the mid-size explorers and developers. They've been there. They've found major discoveries in the region. Our team is credited with the huge Donlin Creek discovery in Alaska, the Galore Creek deposit, copper gold in BC, Wellgreen expansion in the area. So we bring a track record of discovery success to the table. We've chosen to work together because we've worked together in the past. A key attribute of our team is having fun and doing what we do well, and I think that's something that eventually will pay off for our shareholders and investors as well.
Greg, let's get your website out there for more information for our investor audience, if you would.
Yeah, you bet. It's www.metallic-minerals.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, Greg Johnson, Metallic Minerals. It's a publicly traded company. The symbols are MMG on the TSX-V, MMNGF on the OTC markets in the U.S. I'm Shelley Kraft. This is SNNLive, and we're coming to you live from the 7th Annual Precious Metals Summit in Beaver Creek, Colorado, 2017. Thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having us.
Good to have you.